What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're talking through all the readathons happening in March. So I want to talk through the 17 readathons that I have found out about that are happening in March. Editing me here realised that I have 19. So there's definitely a few going around, but I miscounted originally. As with all these videos, I will leave a link down below to the spreadsheet that I've created that has all of the links to the particular channels on these. I'm not mentioning every co-host or person involved in the readathon, just the video that I have found and the person that is associated that way. So these might be some co-hosts and the creator is a different person, so apologies on that front, but I've just gone with what I found is what I give to you. I'll leave a link below to my spreadsheet to be able to access all the different readathons, and sorry for not doing February's, I was just extremely burnt out, but we're back at it, ready to talk through all the fabulous readathons that are happening in March. As per usual with these videos, I'm going to be talking through the shortest through to the longest, so there's a lot of potential to double up. A lot of people seem to be feeling the burnout, so they're a lot more flexible and open to what you need them to be. Most of the time with these videos, I'm just telling you the name of them, something very brief, and continuing on with life. So let's dive into this. So the first readathon I want to mention is a weekend readathon, which is happening from the 18th to the 20th, and that is Spring Has Sprung Readathon, which is hosted by Paige from Pop the Butterfly. Seems to be pretty simple prompts that are based off trying to get through them in a weekend, and looks like a lot of fun to just be able to clear off those shelves and spring clean a little bit over that weekend. Into our week-long readathons, the first is the Koreadathon, which is hosted by Monica from Monica Kim, and this is all about reading Korean books and learning about the Korean culture through books. So it can be fiction, non-fiction, as long as it is based with Korea as the focus, it counts for the readathon. Then the first week-long one that I am going to be participating in is running from the 14th to the 20th, and that is Aurelium Gear Up, a mini magical readathon, which is hosted by G from Book Roast. So G does say in the announcement video that she's not sure if she's going to be up and running for the April round. Usually it is April and August, so we will see, but she is hoping that this will fill the magical readathon void since the changes have happened, and she's put so much effort, work, it's brilliant. If you didn't participate in the novice path, you can still participate in the gear up and the main round when it does happen, but this is just gaining a little bit more to our character. And also, if you've forgotten to do your character prompts, this is the incentive to do so. Like I said, it's a week long, and I'm so excited. I've managed to make everything just fit perfectly. So once we have finished with the magical readathon Aurelium Gear Up edition, then we jump into the Spring Into Reading-a-thon, which is an 8-day readathon hosted by Mel from Completely Melanie, and this is one of my favorite to participate in. Season-a-thon is their overarching one, and they do each seasonal readathon, and so Spring Into Reading-a-thon is happening again, running from March 20th, so there is the overlap there with the magical readathon, and then finishing on the 27th of March. And go check out the announcements, see what the group book is, and see who the author for this round is, because amazing. I am so excited, I can't wait. I love this readathon. I feel like it's pretty easy to get into the swing of things, as they are doing a bingo styled board, so you don't have to complete all the prompts. Mel's video gives all the information on how to be able to complete the different bingos, but yeah, I believe rows and the corners and the center one count as a bingo as well, so you can pick and choose. I love it, so go check it out. Then we have a 9-day readathon, which is running from the 5th to the 13th of March, and this is the Birthday Bonanza readathon, which is hosted by Emily from Novelle Novels. I believe that this is going over the span of her birthday and wanting to celebrate with a lot of different friends. I think they are doing a pajama party thing on Instagram. I really love the idea of that and making it just a wholesome little celebration for their birthday, considering the past few years have not been a very celebratory environment. So the prompts are all based off birthdays, and there's quite a few readathons based around birthdays this month, and it makes me super happy seeing people being able to share their birthday and also just have a lovely time doing something that's a lot of fun with the community. Alright bitches, we're 6 minutes and 32 seconds in. Brace yourselves for the for the serious amount of month-long readathons that are happening. A lot of these you can actually mix and match depending on what your style of reading is. So there are quite a few mystery ones, but there's also like Irish and middle grade, so you can combine them in really interesting ways. My TBR does not allow me that flexibility, so yeah, participation is dependent, but here they are, and I hope that you can have fun running with them and participating in as many as possible, because all of these deserve so much love. The first is the Irish Readathon, which is hosted by Leanne from Leanne Rose, and this is dedicated to reading Irish literature. They did say, so featuring a Irish protagonist set in Ireland by an Irish author, all count. You can do set in Ireland by a non-Irish individual, but they caution against that, just it can go terribly wrong. I think the point of this readathon is to sort of see own voices experiences, so even if it's not set in Ireland but it is by an Irish author or someone that lives in Ireland and has connection to Ireland, then that is fine. Then we have A Game of Tomes, the readathon, which is created by Dasha from Mystic Pages. So there was the mini quest November, I think, and that was sort of introducing us to the story, and this is the main quest. So they've incorporated more houses from Game of Thrones. You do not have to have read or seen or be involved in it in any way, shape or form. It's based off Dash's TBR game, A Game of Tomes, which was based off Game of Thrones, if that makes sense. So their interactive story will give you all the prompts, and there's just a lot of narrative that goes into it, and Dasha is working hard on getting that up on the website, but the prompts are all linked in the announcement below. I was not intending on following through with the house that I unintentionally pledged to at the end of the mini round, but everything worked out perfectly. So I'm continuing as, what am I, a Baratheon? Which, not where I would go, but it's where I've ended up. Then the next one that I am hands down so excited to participate in, obviously I'm a Greek nut here, is the Greek Godathon, hosted by Esme from the Bookish Buddies. You know, if it's a Greek inspired thing, I'm gonna be here for it, based off like the gods and goddesses. Fucking sign me the fuck up. This readathon is split into two teams, Team Chaos and Team Control. I cannot remember which gods are in which sides, but you get to pledge your allegiance to one of the 13 gods and be able to be in either Team Chaos or Team Control based off the god that you pledge yourself to. I make it sound a lot more complicated than it actually is. You just pick a god, read a book, earn points, and then you read other prompts and get more points that way. It's team-based, prompt-based readathon with points, and I am excited. Their gods have a unique abilities, so you want to be selective in who you pick, or just go with Hades because you're absolute trash for any Hades sort of character and can't help yourself. Then we have March Through History, which is hosted by Emily from ARG Schooling. So this is based off of reading historical fiction through different areas. So for this they've gone with a global theme, so reading a historical fiction from all the different continents essentially. I don't think there was any prompt. There is a group book if you would like to read it, but it's mostly just reading historical fiction and trying to diversify where it comes from, which I thought was a really interesting concept. Then we have the Tropical Readathon, which I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's hosted by Jenny from Gen Review, which is a blog, and this is about reading different kinds of tropes. Again, it is team-based and has different prompts relating to different tropes. Because some tropes are not everyone's ideal, there is an alternative. So I know that the love triangle is a prompt, or have a friend or someone pick between two books for you. So like a doing one or a alternate, so you don't have to read the love triangle because people fucking hate that trope. So that's how this readathon works, and it seems really interesting. I like it. There is a very large mix of prompts to choose from. Then April, I can hear you quaking in your boots that 'Tis the Damn Readathon is happening once again, keeping to the same prompts as last year's, which is a Taylor Swift themed readathon, and you go around and do prompts to complete the different albums. I believe they are having a 24-hour readathon, which is just a time for self-care and getting a little bit of reading done in the process of looking after yourself and taking that time to really just look after yourself and have a nice time. So I know that a lot of people are going to be really excited that this readathon is happening again, and it's always a good fun time for everyone that participates. Then we have middle grade March, and I found this on Amanda from the Curly Readers channel, and obviously this is just reading middle grade, so they do have some prompts if you would like to follow them, but even if you just read one middle grade within the month, that counts as participating. Love middle grade and being able to encourage adults to pick up middle grade, so I definitely recommend just tossing one on your TBR if you're able to for March. Then I think I found the most intimidating readathon of my fucking life, and it's glorious, and that is March of Mammoth for 2022, and I found this on Alex from Big Owl Books' channel, which is about reading an 800-page plus book in March. If you want to take that on, good on you guys. So the premise of this readathon is to read at least one or start a book that is over 800 pages in March. You don't need to complete it, you don't need to read multiple, you can just start one and that will put you on the road for success. Now that I think about it, I should probably try and read at least 100 pages of The Stand, because I'm reading that in April. That is the premise of this readathon, so if you're needing an excuse to get to the big ones that you are super intimidated by, this is the readathon for you. Then Lee from Dark Roots Creation is hosting a Goodfellas readathon to celebrate their birthday, as that's their favorite movie, and all the prompts are based off aspects of that movie, and it is in a bingo style and looks really cute. A lot of them seem to double up with a few other readathons, as the center one is to read about a murder. Then we have Historiathon, which is hosted by Brittany from Literally Smitten, and this is a reading to celebrate International Women's Day and reading women fiction. So whether this has a predominant female at the forefront or if it is written by women, quite a few of these prompts are really unique. So one of them is to read about a non-titled female, so not reading a queen, duchess, princess, any of those titled characters, which I thought was really interesting, and they've got a diverse range of prompts but all about reading women. Then we have Murder, She Wrote by Nina from Wrestling with Books, and I believe this is based off the Angela Lansbury Murder, She Wrote movie. It seems really interesting and really cute, and again can double up with Lee's Goodfellas with the mystery sort of aspect to it. And another one that ties nicely into that is the well-known March Mystery Madness, which I found through Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books, which is their 7th year running, and it is all about reading mystery. They do not have any prompts this round. It is all just pick up whatever you like. The theme, if you do want to use it, is 2x2 because of 2022. So doing doubles, whether that be having double letters in a singular word or author with the same initial letters. You could do a duology. You could do one that has 2 on the cover, has 2 people on the cover, anything like that if you do want a little bit of structure to what mysteries you pick up. But there is no overarching theme which is mandatory to participate. You can just read a mystery and that will be participating in this readathon. And then we have the Globetrotterathon, which is hosted by Kevin from Much To Do About Books, and this is a team-based readathon about traveling the world through books. So similar to the March Through History, with being able to march around the world, you are reading books to expand your world knowledge and reading about different experiences and the globe, and all of that goes into it, and it looks like a lot of fun. And then the final readathon that I would like to talk about is hosted by one of my most amazing friends, Mel from A Book Thing Named Mel. This is her readathon based off her TBR game, the Roll of Readathon. So this is to celebrate Mel's birthday, so happy birthday this month, Mel. You are a wonderful individual, and Mel has constructed prompts for this readathon. So you just need a board with 20 spots to be able to put the cards out, roll a 20-sided die or do a number generator on your phone if you don't have access to a D20, and be able to pick through your books that way. I am so excited to be a part of this, and I absolutely adore Mel, so I'm so glad to see her do this readathon. I got some really good prompts, so I've already filled my tibia and I'm just super excited to be involved, and I'm so happy it worked out the way that it did, because I was nervous about trying to fit Cluedo in. Glad that that's all worked out, and I can't wait to participate. Mel is such a wonderful shining light in the booktube community, and I would love for you to check out all of these videos and see all the hard work that all of these creators have gone into, especially those like Emily from Novelle Novels, and Lee from Dark Roots Creations, and Mel from A Book Fiend Named Mel, as it is their birthdays, and I just think that is a beautiful way to celebrate. So please go and check out every one of these. That is linked in the spreadsheet down below. I've just decided I'm gonna update my spreadsheet to put like, this is their birthday. Let me know in the comments, are there any readathons that you are absolutely super excited to participate in? But let me know in the comments any that you're thinking of now participating in, and if I've introduced you to a new one through this video. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!